The U.S. Department of Justice is suing the state of Maine for denying undercover license plates to ICE. Secretary of State Shannon Bellows says the state provides confidential plates to agencies working on criminal investigations. She says 48 requests from federal agencies have been approved for these kinds of investigations. Secretary Bellows says the state denied 11 different requests from ICE back in March because the agency never agreed not to use the plates for civil immigration enforcement. A few weeks ago, the DOJ told Maine to reverse that policy or face legal action. Meantime, Secretary Bellows is criticizing how ICE even operated in the state earlier this year.
What we saw with ICE here in our communities was targeting our friends and neighbors, seizing people off the streets for civil immigration violations. And quite frankly, sometimes our friends and neighbors had done nothing wrong. And that's why we said no. ICE does not get undercover license plates because there are no secret police here in Maine.
Secretary Bellows is, of course, running for governor as a Democrat. The Justice Department also suing Massachusetts, Oregon, and Washington State over similar policies.
Well, last night we held our fourth and final Voice of the Voter debate ahead of the June 9th primaries. News Center Maine's Christian Harsa has more from the Republican primary debate for Congressional District 1.
Two candidates hope to unseat Shelley Pingree from her place in Congress. Joshua Petrowitz at 26 is a born-again Christian with sales experience. Ronald Russell is 71, the same age as Pingree. He is a veteran, former defense contractor, and faced off against Pingree in 2024, but lost by double-digit percentages. That loss is something that Petrowitz says gives him a leg up in this race.
His record of experience and maybe being a career military man, we saw that in 22 with Ed Thurlander and 2024 as well, might not be in the appetite of the first district voters, so it might be time for a fresh change.
Conversely, age and experience, Russell says, are his strengths.
30 years in the United States Army and 15 years as a small business owner, so I've seen what it's like.
On affordability, both candidates say housing is their #1 priority. Russell says the 20% down payment customary for most houses is unattainable for most young people.
As a veteran, I can put down $0 and get a home loan. So I think if we reduce the amount of down payment, we'll be able to allow more people to buy homes.
Petrowitz says cheaper interest rates wouldn't hurt either.
Having a 1%, 2%, or 3% rate loan as far as a mortgage for 30 years so that way people aren't enslaving themselves to the actual home itself is in the best interest.
Amidst ongoing talks with Iran, the current House of Representatives may vote again on the War Powers Resolution after the Senate approved it.
I probably would vote with the senators. Less conflict is going to be more winning as far as the American people are concerned.
I can't really tell you whether I would vote for it or not. I will tell you that I would have supported an authorization for the use of force if President Trump had asked for it.
Early voting is already underway across Maine for this June 9th primary. You can learn more at your local city or town office. In Portland, Christian Harsa, News Center Maine.
And if you want to watch any of the primary debates, you can find them on our website or on the News Center Maine streaming app.
Hundreds of people in the town of Lincoln are trying to remove more than half of the town councilors from office. This comes as Lincoln is now on its third town manager since November. Residents say multiple city councilors are considering cuts to essential services, including emergency services. Now, no cuts have been approved yet. The town is still working on next year's budget. The councilors who are targeted in this petition say that they campaigned on lowering taxes and they are following through on those promises.
So is a balancing act there? I mean, you don't want to tax your citizens so high on one side for a service, but then again, you need service.
They buy to people that a lot of their constituents that voted for them have changed their mind and want to recall them now.
There are separate petitions for each of the 4 councilors. Residents must collect 705 signatures for each petition by June 22nd, and that would then trigger a special election. So far, more than 220 people have signed them.